Hey, what's up, people? I'm Illuminator, and I'm here with Barney,
Hey,
and today we're going to show you how to make your own build. Because the most common question that we get from people is for basically build requests, is how can you make me a build, can you give me a build, and so
yeah,
on. And so, because we can't do that for everybody, and it won't always work right, we're just going to teach you how to make your own build, and hopefully you can be self-sufficient.
yeah.
Okay, so first, we're going to go through the steps. We have a few steps to follow this method that we have, which Barney taught me how to do it back in early beta.
Early
So
2010. Yeah,
yeah, early 2010. So we'll let you know from the get-go. This method works. It'll work across all times, no matter what balance changes they make, unless they completely change the game to be completely different.
then it
It's gonna
might
work.
not work.
Right, but it's gonna work. It doesn't matter
What
varium,
class you are?
non-varium, what class, weapons, doesn't matter. It'll work because it's a concept. So the first thing you want to do is decide the basic stats and skills that you want to get. And then after you do that, you would decide what weapons will go well with that. Like like if you're gonna if you need if you need a class specific weapon, make sure you have the one that works. And then in that you're gonna want to enhance all your weapons with what you want. Then after that, you're gonna make a rough draft of the build. This is a simple, basic version, nothing fancy or anything, just the basic build, skills, the stats. That's it. And then after that, you're gonna test it. You're gonna go and fight, do random battles, fight against friends, whatever.
I
You want to do
suggest at least 10 fights, and if the build doesn't do well, then you can change it to the things that weren't going so well with the build that you noticed. You change it, improve it, and if the build's doing pretty well, then you can do more fights to see what you need to change because builds can always do better.
right, yeah. So right, after you test it, you want to make sure you go and improve what didn't work and what it didn't do well against, and see how any way you can improve it, any way you want really. So now we're going to show you how to do it. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to do a 4 focus support leaning build with intimidate and artillery strike.
I'm gonna try and do a tank build with 55 energy to get that berserk in there and a level 6 heal.
Right. Okay. So that's the basic skill and stat setup that we're going to do. And so the weapons I've chosen, I'm going to be using um, Frost Destroyer. It's a club. Then I'm going to use Skullfire Blaster, which I've enhanced to have um, all enhancements on dexterity. Then I'm going to have Energy Exuka because it gives support, and I put all the enhancements on support. Then I'm going to use Founder Armor, and I put all that on technology so I can have good resistance.
I'm going to pick the Delta Mole with the an energy gun. The only energy gun I have is the Plasma ACP with the Founder armor and Cyber Dragging for that extra energy damage.
Right. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly make the build. Okay, so let's subtract all this skills I have, and then I'm going to start with Intimidate. I'm going to go with mid-level, level 6 is usually good. And then I want 4 focus, so get 40 in all the stats. And then artillery strike is next. So, what level artillery strike? I'm thinking, because it doesn't need to be too high for what I want to do.
I'd
Because
go with
don't
level 8 maybe.
level 8, yeah. Don't don't think you always have to max a skill in order to make a build around it. You can do mid-level skills and it still be just as effective.
Just look at heal. Nobody maxes heal, yet it's always effective.
Right. And so now, what you want to do making a build, make sure you have enough energy to do the base skills that you want. So I have, I'm going to be using the build in 1 versus 1. So for all artillery, 28 energy. plus the 20 for Intimidate is 48. So I need to get enough to do that. So 49 energy, and then I just need to allot the rest of my stats, which just do wherever looks good. Don't worry about that too much. Now I'll put them in support and tech and level 1 surgical strike, because getting level 1 super is also pretty cool. Always fun. Always fun to
Yeah,
do that.
always a good backup for that 20
And
damage,
then
assured 20 damage.
what I like to do is when I have like a 2 skill base is get like a heal that matches the amount of energy as one of the skills. Like I get a level 6 heal because it's 27 energy, matches the artillery strike. So if I do Intimidate, I can then do heal instead of artillery strike should I need to. So, and then also Berserker, level 1 Berserker, the same energy cost. Oh. And also be sure to pay attention to your requirements for your skills. As you see, I just ignored hybrid armor. Okay, so we made the build, and now we put on my weapons, my items. And how are you doing, Barney?
I am done.
You're done?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
I forgot about stats.
Oh,
I have
brilliant.
a bunch of extra stats to put.
Okay, let's see. So,
What I've decided to go is try and go for a tank, but still have that extra damage all round. It's a little bit leaning on support, not something I expected, but hey, when life gives you lemons.
right. Okay, so if you quickly look at my build here, we have a good amount of tech, so my resistance is pretty high. And then my defense it's not that high, but it's good enough since I have hybrid armor. And then I have high support to improve artillery strike and intimidate. And then strength is good because it's 4 focus. So,
I'm
um,
done.
okay, and let's see what Barney has.
Okay, my build. I've decided to go with basing everything around the 27 energy because it goes well with the 55. So what I can do is either use heal and berserker, which works great, or I can go with the heal and double strike plus mole if I want to, which gives me extra options if I want to rage and hope for that extra stun or something like that. And if I don't need energy in the end, I can use the surgical strike for 53 energy.
And that'll be quite devastating, as you can see, 71 to 77 damage. Okay, so normally we would just do random fights to test them. However, for the sake of the video, we're going to fight each other and just see what happens and simulate it.
Yes.
So, so since he has fairly high strength, so I'm going to start with Intimidate to weaken that
Ouch.
up a bit.
Auxiliary always good. You know you want to get that damage as soon as possible. It's unblockable damage, so you want to get that back quick.
Right, right. Unless you have a skill that you want to get out quickly. Or or if you're strength build, maybe you want to use your sidearm first, so you can use sidearm sooner again.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull off using my strength because that intimidating's pretty intimidating.
That's nice. Okay, and while you're playing, you want to notice things that you don't like about the build, or things that you do like. For example, I noticed that if I do Intimidate, I can't do Surgical Strike, and I can't do it by, if I make it level 1 Surgical Strike, just by 3 energy. So I can just raise my energy 3, and I can do Surgical Strike after Intimidate.
And then you could even uh, raise your sorry.
Raise what?
You could raise your artillery strike to go well with the
Right, with the
surgical.
higher, yeah, it'll go with the higher amount of energy, I can get a higher artillery. Of course, but then I will lose my level 6 heal.
And I've been waiting for this. I've been calculating the rage to go well with the auxiliary, and it seemed to have worked well. Because my auxiliary does do that little bit of extra damage than any other weapon I have, especially with Illuminator's defenses.
Right. It also helps that it's unblockable.
Yeah.
Raging an unblockable attack is always best.
So now I'm pretty desperate because I don't know what to do. Um,
Although you do still have 28 energy that you can still do Berserker or heal.
but I won't survive. I might not survive the heal, so I'm going to try and berserker him
Hmm.
and
Let's see.
pretty much make it sudden death. He either kills me or I kill him.
Right. Now, um, now I have to decide strike or robot. I'm gonna go with robot.
And and
It's
critical.
a critical. Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, if you get a lot of criticals, don't factor that too much into your revisions in your build because it doesn't criticals you can't count on criticals to happen. So now for revising the build, just real quick, um, what I'm gonna do is quickly I'm gonna lower surgical strike down to level 1 and then lower um, field medic enough to get my artillery strike up to max, so it's costs 32 energy. And now I need 3 more energy, so I need, well, 20 plus 32 is still 52. So I can just lower some things here. Hold on. Let me, okay. See, my support is good, because they see now I'm balancing my stats out. Which, if you want to balance your stats, you go look on the wiki. I'll put a link in the description you guys can go to, and it's really useful
Really
for,
useful. I use it daily. It's tough to remember everything.
right, and you just look at, has it listed by strength, dexterity, technology support, and you just look at how much you have, and then what the closest one to that is what you want to get. That is balanced. Now, okay, that actually works out. Huh. Now I'm at an interesting situation here where I have an extra stat point that no matter where I put it won't benefit me much.
And that's when you put it in dexterity.
Well, no, actually, what I can do, no, well, yeah, I could put in dexterity to increase the block chance by 0.5%, or I can raise my energy 2 more, and then raise intimidate 1 more level.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, and save that. Oh, and I forgot. Okay, you know what? I forgot about hybrid armor again. But instead of changing my stats, I'm gonna lower its level by 1, and then raise in field medic. Okay. Now, actually, what I just noticed I can do now with this, I can berserker twice if I really want to, or I can heal twice if I really want to. So Barney,
Nice.
what did you change?
I because it was only one fight, I couldn't think of anything, but I did change the Atom Smasher and put it into Blood Shield because uh, I saw that you had a primary of energy, and if you uh, gunned, there's not much you could do, and roboted. So I have the Blood
Mm-hmm.
Shield just in case.
Right. That makes sense. Okay. So, and then at this point, you revise the build once. However, as you go on fighting, the build's hopefully better than it was before. But keep looking for ways to improve it, because
It'll
every build there's always something that's going to counter, and so um, constantly looking for ways to account for that is best.
Yeah, no matter what you do, a build can you can better a build, and if it's getting weapons or getting an energy booster for a level 5 heal that you can always do, then it all depends.
Hmm. Okay, so in closing, just to quickly wrap up, the things that you're going to want to do to make a build is first you're going to decide the stats and skills that you want to use. Just really simple, just pick stats, skills. Don't overthink that too much. Then you're going to decide your weapons and place your enhancements. So decide weapons that go with the skills that you have and the stats that you have, and then put the enhancements that you think will best fit that. Then you're going to make a rough draft of the build, which is just a basic thing, don't overthink that either. Just get the stats, the skills, and make sure you have enough energy, and that's it. And then test it. Test it, test it, test it. Get at least 10, 10 battles, maybe more if it's doing well. If it's doing really badly, you can do fewer. But,
And don't be afraid to copy another build because there are a lot of builds out there that are good in general, and copying them well, not copying them would be a bad thing because they're the good builds. You just want to, if you can't find that level of creativity, then you can always try and improve on a build that's already there.
Right. So you can take a build and then revise it if you want, because that's the last step. Revise the build, make it better. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys can make your own builds from this. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments or messages, and we'll try to answer them as best we can.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Peace.